Hello, my YouTube friends. I was able to get my hands on Goblin's BandBox. I've been looking at this for a while. This one was given to me by a generous viewer. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm actually excited to have one of these. This is the older version. I was looking on the website. I'm not sure what makes the older version and the newer version. I'll do some more research and find that out. But I thought I'd come online and give you some of my first impressions. Actually, my very first impression of this was the rollers here. They're very smooth, and I like that there are 4 rollers. And because it has rollers, I guess the natural tendency or inclination would be to compare it to the Harambe. But right off the bat, I'm going to say that this and the Harambe, I would consider them 2 different animals because it's just basically a different setup. The Harambe cyber plate, I would say, is a more straightforward design. With you know, of course, you've got the fancy stainless steel, and then on the bottom you just have the rollers on either side. So I don't know if it would be fair to do an actual comparison. I might say what I would recommend over the other. I don't know, but I haven't tried this one yet. I probably won't be able to try this until Friday. That will be my next back day. So one of the things you won't be able to do on this is chest, but that could be fine. Okay, I got a little rambly on this part, so I'm going to interject here and do my own voiceover on this. So what I'm trying to explain here in this part of the video is the different configurations you can use with the BandBox. Like, for instance, this one is bilateral with 1 resistance band, meaning you're using both sides of the band, either using a bar or some type of handle, or even your bare hands if you really want to. But for this, you would do things like bent over rows, deadlifts, stiff-legged deadlifts, RDLs, kind of things like that. Front squat if you want. Plus, the board in the middle actually allows you to also adjust tension. So if you want more tension, you'd put the board. You'd run the board through. Otherwise, you would just have the band run all the way across the bottom, across the 4 rollers. The other way is you can use 2 resistance bands and do a bilateral exercise, and that's where the pegs come in. You can use the peg to hold the band in place underneath a roller, which, again, like I said in the video, this brings a lot of versatility to this BandBox. So that's what makes it kind of impressive, is that you can even have like the shorter kind of booty bands if you were wanting to do, and you could do some either squats, RDLs with those. I've seen Westside has what they call the deadlift bands, which are the shorter ones, things like that. Then you have like the unilateral exercise from a low starting point. What this means is that you're going to have, basically from the beginning of your movement, you're going to have tension, and you want to, if you're doing something like a 1-armed row, you can do that. And again, you'll see the peg placement, and you can also adjust the tension with those peg placements. So I'm impressed without even having used this board. Here's one where you're starting with a high point, the unilateral exercise starting with a high point. And then here, basically, you've got again, your peg in a certain place. And I'm sure you can adjust that either way. Like, I could see myself doing, you could still do kind of rows type of things. Here's it saying a unilateral shoulder press. That's a good movement. You might be able to do a curl with it. I'm not sure. I would think a curl is possible with this. What else could I think of? Lateral raise, some things like that. So those are some of the things I can think of here. And last but not least, the center pull. This here says it's for belt squat and donkey calf raise. But I also have this curl bar that has a center carabiner. So you could use it for curls, but you'd have to use a real light band given that this is pretty high resistance here. I have a T-grip. I'll put a picture here. But it's for doing things like rows. You could do curls with that as well. But anyway, it's something where you want the pole to be from the center. You could do upright rows, things like that. So that's the extent of my spiel. Let's cut back over to the rest of what I was saying here, because there might be something useful. Oh yeah, also it comes with these handles. These are actually pretty nice. I could see myself using these as a chest handle as well. So we'll see how that works as well, because this is actually pretty nice. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching.